I'm in the pilot's lounge, watching the Japan vs China gear playoff match. The lounge is packed with students as this is a highly anticipated game. Many shout at the TV, but I watch in silence, sipping my drink and enjoying the ambience.
Exciting game, right?
I glance up in surprise, but not. Akira grins and sits down in the seat across of me. Although he seems like a nice guy, we don't talk very often, so it's unusual he approached me. I suppose I do have a really good view of the TV though. The string of boos and yells fill the room as China takes out one of Japan's gear. People are really getting into this time.
Yeah, it was predicted that this year China was going to be a strong opponent for Japan, and it looks like that's coming true.
Is that why there is such a big turnout? I gesture to the crowded room. Akira nods.
This is the first year that China's even made it this far in the playoffs. Everyone's watching to see who will come out on top.
Who do you think will win? He doesn't even hesitate.
Japan. What do you think?
Yeah, I also think Japan. Definitely Japan. China might be catching up, but their technology hasn't reached the same innovative standards as Japan's. Plus, this year's lineup is a completely new team, so they don't have the same player advantage as Japan's seasoned team.
I agree.
He gives me a long look. I wonder what he's thinking.
Speaking of matches, I believe congratulations are in order for you and your team.
Me? Your team is still holding the #1 spot on the leaderboards.
Sure, but you guys are quickly catching up. You started out at rank 21, but you've already made it to rank 11.
Yeah, it's kinda weird to think about it. And we're going against an even better team this week since Strike X got disqualified.
Yeah, the school is taking no chances with them.
What do you mean? Akira blinks.
You didn't hear?
No.
The team lead and one of his starting pilots got into a huge fight, and they did not hold back. I mean, there were some serious injuries, so both members obviously couldn't compete.
Why did they fight?
The leader decided to sideline his starting pilot, and his pilot didn't like that.
They're on the same team. Couldn't they just talk it out? I'm sure the leader had a reason. Akira shrugged.
I don't know all the details, but my guess is that there probably wasn't a good reason to sideline the pilot. Either way, because the fight escalated to the degree in which Ace had to get involved, the school is currently investigating the team.
That's crazy stuff.
Yeah. Who are you going up against now?
Onabugeisha.
Oh, May's team.
Yeah, I hear they're strong. Akira nods.
They are, but so are you. In fact, I'm really looking forward to my match with you.
That might still be a while considering my team's rank.
Right, but you guys have been on a winning streak, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because of that, your matchmaking rating, or MMR, is actually higher than your earned rank. That tends to happen with outliers like being an undefeated team.
What he says makes sense. Plus, I'm not going to question Akira about how being undefeated works.
I have a feeling that if you beat Onabugeisha, it won't be long before we face each other on the field.
Don't jinx us. I appreciate the confidence, but we've got to beat Onabugeisha first before considering anyone else.
It'll be a tough match. I'm interested to see the outcome.
Akira is a hard person to read. We continue to watch the game in silence. After a while, Akira stands.
I wish I could watch the end of this match, but I've got to head to class. I'll see you later.
I nod. After Akira leaves, I check my phone and notice a text from Sho. Don't forget tomorrow we'll be getting our game at the beach. Meet there at 11. As if I could forget that. I shove my phone back into my pocket and watch the rest of the game. In the end, Japan won with just 1 year left standing. I've still got some time before I head home tonight. Let's meet Valerie. I wonder what Valerie's up to. I'll dial her number and wait for her to answer.
Hello?
Hey Valerie, you busy?
Yeah, I'm about to go meet a friend for some coffee.
Oh, anyone I know?
It's you, silly.
Oh,
I'll meet you at the cafe, in front of the bookstore.
sounds like a plan. I'll see you in a bit.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. I make my way to the cafe. Valerie's waiting for me in a booth by the time I arrive.
It's rude to keep a lady waiting.
I stare her down. What does that mean? I'm not even going to grace her with an answer.
Well,
I don't respond. Valerie watches me, then smirks.
you like what you see.
I don't know how to answer. Trick question, there is no right answer.
Aw, you're smarter than you look.
Hey! Valerie laughs. Have you ordered yet?
No, I was waiting for a certain someone to get their butt over here.
So what I'm hearing is you want to see my butt. Valerie smirks.
Give me a twirl then.
Changed some. Wow, this menu is certainly extensive, don't you think? Valerie masks a smile and pretends to pout.
Aw, I don't get a private show?
I don't dignify her with a response, but the heat rises to my face. I flip open the menu and take a minute to read my options. Valerie and I both place our orders, then she pulls out a pencil and sketchbook. What are you doing?
Not me, you.
Huh? She pushes the sketchbook towards me and grins playfully.
I want you to draw me, like one of your French girls.
Art is not my thing,
So?
so I don't do it. She pouts and blinks puppy dog's eye to me.
Not even for me?
I'm barely even phased. All those skill trips from Nikki were good for one thing, I guess. Nope.
Aw, come on. I drew you. It's only fair that you draw me. Please!
A couple of coffee patrons are giving me dirty looks. Fine, if it will make you stop. She grins. She leans onto the table, rests her chin in her hands, and flashes me a warm smile. Taking this as my cue to start drawing, I clumsily trace the pencil around the page. As hard as I try, my uncoordinated fingers cannot illustrate what my eyes see.
Are you done yet?
Valerie speaks through her teeth, trying not to disturb her pose. No. I continue to sketch. After a few minutes, Valerie tries again.
How about now?
Still no. She waits another couple of minutes.
Now?
Calm down. It'll be done when it's done. She sighs heavily.
The things I have to do for you.
In case you forgot, you're the one who asked me to draw you. You can't rush these things.
Shouldn't you be concentrating? What are you doing talking to me?
You are the one talking to me.
If you spent more time on your drawing and less time blaming me for things, you'd be done by now.
I glare at her. She winks before returning to her pose. We fall silent as I work on the drawing. Valerie stares confidently at me, never looking away when I glance up at her. For some reason that makes me even more nervous. I push away my embarrassment and focus on her features. For all the time I've looked at her, I haven't really seen just how perfectly her features flow into each other. It's the first time I've noticed just how truly beautiful she is, and my face flushes from the thought. The next time I glance up at Valerie, her smile looks more genuine. I know she saw me blush and that makes me blush even more. After a few more minutes, I drop my pencil. Okay, done. Valerie breaks from her pause.
Let me see.
Pushing forward the sketchbook, I wonder if she'll like that I draw her as accurate as possible. She stares at the drawing and her eyes grow wide. She grabs the sketchbook off the table and studies it closely. I hope it's okay.
This is more than okay. It's really good.
I blink. I'd anticipated she used a lot of choice words, but good was not one of them. Really?
Yeah, you really captured the eyes. They're so expressive.
Do they look like they're up to no good? She laughs.
They look like they only do good. All the time.
Then I guess I've still got a long way to go. He continues to look at the drawing. You really think it's that good?
Mm-hmm. It's really pretty.
I had a good model. I just drew what I saw. He hacks the sketchpad to her chest and beams. Well, it's good to know that this whole engineering thing doesn't work out. You can always fall back on the modeling career.
I'll keep that in mind.
Her cheeks are tinged pink. I think she's genuinely flattered. Valerie glances at the time and wrinkles her nose.
I've got class soon.
Don't sound so excited about it.
It's not a fun one.
Which one is it?
Introduction to art history.
Don't you like art?
I do. And since I also like history, I thought this would be a good choice for one of my electives.
So why the disappointment?
Well, it turns out that although I like history and I like actually creating art, learning about other people creating art is not as fun.
So was watching me create art for you today not fun either? He smirks.
That doesn't count. I was part of the creative process.
That's true. She glances again at the time and gathers her things.
Okay, I've gotta head out.
And not. After we pay for our drinks, we head our separate ways. Not before I catch Valerie fondly sneak another peek at my drawing. It's quiet in the house when I arrive home. I guess no one's here. It's no surprise that Uncle Kaito's still at work, but I would have expected Nikki to be home by now. She's been spending more and more time at her cooking club. It must be really going really well. I should take advantage of the quiet and study. As I head upstairs, a blonde head peeks around the corner.
Is that you, big bro?
I pause at the top of the stairs. Hey, I didn't know you were home. Nikki grins mischievously.
Is it because for once I wasn't slaving away in the kitchen waiting for you to come back?
A little bit, but it's not a bad thing. Since you cook so often, I basically associate food with you by now. Her eyebrows raised in either confusion or thought.
Not sure if that's a compliment or not.
Sorry, I meant I only associate yummy food with you. Nikki wears the same look for a moment. Longer, then shrugs.
Thanks, I think. Anyway, before you so rudely distracted me, I had a question for you.
What is it?
Can you give me a ride to the beach tomorrow?
I blink at her. How did you know I was going to the beach?
Because tomorrow is Umiko's festival?
How do you know about that? Nikki stares at me as I've had two heads.
Because I live in Isokaze. Did you know about this?
Not exactly. Joe didn't specify why we're going when he invited me.
And you didn't bother to ask.
Do I really need a reason to go to the beach?
Fair point. Well, if you want to know, tomorrow is a festival to honor Umiko, the protector of Isokaze. A long time ago, the Dragon King threatened to drown the island if Umiko didn't marry him. So when she agreed to live with him in his underwater castle, she stole his magical pearl and now uses it to control the waves.
Huh. That's pretty cool. How did you learn about this?
You know I've always loved mythologies.
That's true.
So, can you take me or not?
Sure. I'll be leaving at 10:45. Her face falls.
Oh,
Why oh?
well, my friends aren't going to be there until later.
So hitch a ride with them.
I don't really feel comfortable asking them.
Fine. Then you can come with me.
But you're going so early.
Then take the bus. She smiled sweetly.
When I said early, I actually meant that's perfect.
That's what I thought. Nikki cranes her neck to peek down the stairs behind me.
You hungry yet?
A bit, yeah.
Me too. Come on, let's go downstairs and see what we have.
She moves past me and flies down the stairs. I follow her slowly. Nikki and I whip a quick dinner, then I spend the rest of the night looking up more information about the festival before going to bed. I flip around in bed, too excited to settle down, before finally drifting off to sleep.